Good morning, y'all. I got some weed eating to do. I got some habanero peppers buried on in here. Oh, and by the way, have you had your cup of shut up and listen yet this morning? It's good coffee. Mm. Well, what this video here today is about watering the garden in the heat of the day, getting the water in the leaves and killing your plants. Is it a myth or is it a reality? Well, we're going to find out on this video here, but I want to tell you a little story first of all about how I got wrapped up in this situation where you're going to have to watch to find out if it's a myth or reality. Years ago, my parents lived in a duplex up in Salem. Well, they were doing some work up there, and heat of the afternoon there was a bush. I think it might have been a rhododendron in the backyard. And heat of the day, my mom went on out there, and we grew up in the country. We grew up on a farm. We did a lot of gardening and stuff. You would think that my mom would know better. Well, she watered that plant in the heat of the day, burned all the leaves, dang near killed that tree or that bush. So I've been believing, let me rephrase that, I've been going with this for the rest of my life, that I want to do a test. Does water burn your plants and kill them in the heat of the day? Let's find out. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and yeah, I just had this water trickling, but it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm going to wet this tomato plant down. It's the one that's clear out to the side of the garden, so if it dies, it's not in the main run with everything else that I'm looking at. But let's just see what happens with this tomato plant, and I'll come back and finish recording this. Well, if it dies this afternoon and gets all scorched and burnt, I'll finish it this afternoon. If it doesn't die today and get all burnt and everything, then I'll video the rest of it tomorrow. I do want to identify that these leaves these leaves right here, are not looking really good. They're already curled. So we ain't going to judge this whole deal by that. But we will just keep on watering this down and get it nice and covered with water, and let's see what happens. Okay, if I could hold the camera still. It's like 83, 84 degrees on out. Still this evening. Let's go look at the tomato plant. And I'm looking out here at this tomato plant. Like I said, it's only like 2 or 3 minutes later after I showed you that temperature. And it's really surprising. This tomato plant looks like, well, here you'll have to see for yourself, because you won't believe me if I just tell you. Pretty darn good. I don't see any sign of burning. The leaves are curling a little bit, but they were curled earlier. These leaves right down here, well, that's the ones that I showed you earlier, and it was in the sunlight. But you know what? It's not over with. We're going to continue this experiment. Show you the temperatures, and I'm going to put some water on it. 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the heat of the day, and we're going to continue trying to kill that plant. Can we kill it? Time will tell. Let's see what happens watering your plants in the middle of the day. I'm not making no prediction one way or the other. I was always taught that, well, if you water in the middle of the day, you get water on the leaves. It sunburns the leaves and it kills the plants. That's what I was always taught. And you know what? That does have some curled leaves, and it did get watered this morning before it got hot on out. But then you didn't see me when I watered the plant, but you did see me when I come back and I dump the water in the heat of the day on the plant. Let's just go along with it. Let's see if watering the plants, getting water on the leaves, really does burn the plants. We're going to. This is going to be an ongoing deal for 2 or 3, 4 days maybe. Either I want to either prove that it does kill the plants, or I'm going to prove that it don't. And I don't care how long this takes, but I'm bound and determined to kill this plant with watering in the heat of the day. Morning, y'all. This is the same plant. It's about 60 degrees this morning, and it don't look no worse for wear. Here, let me just show you this one over here. It's right next door, side by side. This one I didn't spray the leaves in the heat of the day. This one I did. I believe it's only supposed to be in the mid 80s. Well, I'm going to go ahead and spray it again in the heat of the day and see if we can still burn it. We're going to keep on working away, see if we can kill this tomato plant by watering in the heat of the day. You can tell by the shadow. Okay, here's the plant. It's looking pretty healthy. Looking good. Yesterday, mid 90s out. Wow. Folks, I just emptied this whole container on there and I didn't catch any of it. Anyway, I hope you can see I did add the water on here. I feel the wet leaves. Can you tell it? Can you see the wet leaves? I did really, for real, just water the leaves down. Let's see if it'll help if I get shade on it. Can you see the water drops there? I just dumped a gallon of water over the top of this. Okay, mid 80s, and we'll see what it does. We'll check back this evening. We'll check back tomorrow morning. If tomorrow's going to be another warm one like today, we'll do it again. We'll keep on trying, and we'll see if we can kill this plant with water in the heat of the day. So far, I'm thinking that whole deal of burning your plants to death with water in the middle of the day is a crock of shit. The morning of day 3. Still looks healthy to me. Here's the one that I didn't dump water on. See if we can get back up. This is the one that I didn't dump water on. This is the one I've been dumping water on. What do you all think? So anyway, now on the remainder of that story with my mom, as you can see, why I believed that myth. Because my mom killed that plant. But what was it that killed the plant? Okay, obviously my tomatoes didn't do it. Or my watering didn't kill it, rather. Did it kill my tomatoes? What is the myth? How did it get into play? I got wrapped up in the myth because I seen it happen. But there's one thing that wasn't brought on into it. That was city water. Chlorine in the water. The leaves were thirsty. They wanted to absorb all the water they could. And by absorbing in that water, they were also absorbing in all that chlorine, and that's what killed the plant. It wasn't the heat of the day, folks. So I hope this wraps up that method, that myth, that watering your plants in the middle of the day in the heat kills your garden, kills your plants. Totally a false. Not true at all. If your plants need water, get them watered. Don't care what time of day it is. Personally, I believe it's best to water early in the morning to conserve water. In the evenings, if you water in the evenings, yes, this is a so-called night, but I think that is creating an invite to more insects and other stuff that can harm the garden, I just prefer watering first thing in the morning. Actually, the system that I got going now, I'm actually watering continually, but I'm only watering the ground. I'm not watering the plants. I'm hoping to have my well hooked up today to where I can actually do a good overhead water, like a good rainfall on my garden from time to time. but still keep on watering out of the system like I do right on the plants, right in the ground too. Y'all come back now, yeah. Bye.